so hopefully that holds. I am so excited to have you guys here again. I actually just got off of the golf course, so I should actually still have a hat on because I still have the lines from a hat. But I'm glad you're here with us today. I'm excited that my dear friend, my mentor, and my teacher, Donny, is joining us today. He is sort of the man himself when it comes to meditation and mindfulness. And so I'm going to add him, and Donny will tell you a little bit about how he serves the world and some things that'll help us get through this whole pandemic. Okay, so let me add him. Maybe. Donny.
Hello there.
My dear friend, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. I don't know if you heard me, but I introduced you as my mentor and my friend and my teacher. So
oh wow,
those are a few a few hats you wear. I'm not sure you even knew that, but I'm grateful that you're here. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm grateful for our friendship, and you inspire me in all those same ways. So it's great to be on here sharing the message.
Yay, thank you. So Donny, tell us a little bit about you right now. I know what you're doing, but tell people what you're really passionate about right now. Like, what are you really focused on, and how are you serving big? So tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
So right now, what I'm most passionate about is keeping people connected, giving people tools, the tools that I feel have changed my life and helped me navigate through the most challenging times in my life. So meditation practice. I'm actively in sobriety. I've been sober. I'll be 7 years on May 5th. And so I feel like the tools that I've received from yoga, meditation, mindfulness, personal development, and recovery, which ultimately this is all personal development, has given me strength and courage to navigate through these times and just move through them with grace and dignity and be less reactive and more responsive. So my hope is to share everything that I've learned, the stuff that really has left the biggest impact on me, and share it with the world. So that might look like a meditation challenge. I'm doing a 28-day meditation challenge right now. I believe meditation changed my life. And I think people's misconception of meditation is it's hard, I don't have time, my mind can't ever stop thinking. And so this is a simple way to access a habit that I believe will truly change our lives for the future, but ultimately even right now, and allow us to, again, gain some tools, techniques, and practices to work through these uncertain and challenging times. So I have that going on. Go ahead.
Oh, real quick. Wait, hold on for 1 second. Just pause right there, because the mindfulness and the meditation and the energy, because it does transcend. Like when we connect, when we take time to disconnect from what's directly in front of us and we anchor into, it's the same thing that holds us all together. It's the same essence, it's the same love, it's the same strength, it's the same. So when we do that, we're not just changing our own vibes and our own lives. To your point, like meditation changed my life, yes, but it also changed probably the lives of those around you. And then as a collective, it's got to be raising the vibration if we take the time out to source, right? It's not just for us, it's really is for the world, right?
Absolutely. And I look at what's going on right now as one long life pause, one big meditation. There's so many similarities to what's happening right now with all the doing and checking items off the to-do list and seeking, striving, looking outside of ourselves for fulfillment and happiness. And a lot of people that are struggling the most right now are trying to control what they can't control. And so what we can control right now is our internal response to what's happening outside of us. And so when we sit in meditation, we can actually sit in our stuff. We can watch our thoughts. We don't have to not think. We can actually just notice what we're thinking about, knowing that our thoughts create our reality, that we can start to see what isn't serving us in our thought life, maybe take time to learn and grow and reflect right now. And if some things have been taken away from us, to really understand what is really most important in your life right now. Now's the time to get clear on that, because this is either going to bring out the best in people or the worst in people. And my hope is that we can give them tools to bring out the best, so we can really, you know, whatever the new normal is going to is what it has been all along.
Sure. Can you hear me? It was a little choppy. I'm sorry. It might be my connection.
I can hear a little choppy.
A little choppy. So
Am I
sorry. A little bit. I loved what you said. It's either going to bring out the best in people or the worst in people. And I think it's both and because there is nothing like, you know, there's nothing like your family or your closest ones to you to reflect yourself back to you. So you're like, wow, at least for me, I'm like, oh, wow. Like I have some great things that I'm bringing, and then I have some not so great things. And so it's like, it's all coming out. And so to your point, to equip ourselves well and to infuse ourselves with tools and disciplines that keep us, you know, that keep us where we need to be, I guess is what I'm saying. So tell me, you said people are trying to control what they cannot control. And so speak to me a little bit about that. I know I asked you what you wanted to talk about, and you just said the word serenity. So help us tap into the idea that we're not in control. And so what do we do with the fact that we're not in control? Because that's what we're all faced with today.
I feel like what we do is we access personal responsibility. And so if we go all in on the serenity prayer and just say, God, grant me the serenity to the things I can't control, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So what are the things that I can control right now? And there are probably a lot of little things, and take huge, massive action on those things. Take personal responsibility to not wait for anybody else, but to take action on the things you can control and surrender to the things you can't, accept the things you can't. All of our stress and anxiety and all this angst and fear, it's coming from right now it's coming from looking to the future for something that we don't know what's going to happen. Like most of the time before this happened, it was past guilt, shame, or future uncertainty. And now I think for most of us, it's all uncertainty in the future. Well, what can I control? Because when I go there, and it's okay to be concerned, but how much time are you focusing on something you have little control over? And what's the impact that's having on you and your family and the people that are watching you? Because you're a role model regardless of who you are. And I think if we can keep a role model mindset or a leadership mindset, it instantly shifts us into the thinking like people are watching us. Okay. So what are you going to do to show up and lead by example and not by opinion?
Woo! I think you just preached, Donny. Like I just went to church right now. That was so good. Tell me, so you said you're doing the 28-day thing. And then what you're also doing is you're so involved in your sobriety, which you mentioned earlier, but can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing with your shift to sobriety? Because I love the program. I've read up about it. I think it's incredible. So can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing with that?
Yeah, the Shift to Sobriety is a 90-day online program that anybody can go through. Sober curious. Maybe you're wanting to get sober, stay sober, just level up your sobriety. But it's really for everybody, and it implements the 3 pillars of mindfulness, personal development, and recovery. And so if maybe you've gone through a 12-step program, another one of the amazing ones out there, and it's worked for you, or maybe it hasn't worked for you, or maybe it has and you're wanting just to do something more, this is going to tie in the aspects of mindfulness and yoga, one part that's not in most 12-step programs. And it's community. It's an online community where you're in this work together doing it. So I have that. And then on top of that, I'm doing two meetings, recovery meetings a week. And those are something separate, but the same, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Tuesdays and 12 p.m. On noon on Fridays, Pacific Standard Time. Those are for anybody too. We had one last night, and it's just a powerful way to come together. I mean, it breaks my heart that you could go anywhere in the world and find a recovery meeting, anywhere, anytime. And now most of those have been taken away. And so it breaks my heart for the person that's fighting for their life to try to get or stay sober, or for the person that has found so much purpose in helping others through recovery meetings. So we're just bringing them online onto Zoom.
Right. Yes, we are. I mean, it's just crisis is the innovation, or it's the genius, right, of innovation when we have to do something different than we've ever done. So, well, listen, big love for you. You know that. So I'm your number one fan. If I had a big phone finger, the number one, I'd be waving it. I love you. I love what you stand for and how you show up. So thank you for spending time with us. I hope I can have you back at some point and we could talk a little bit more about tools that maybe somebody could come away with, because I know we're walking away inspired and we're walking away with opportunity. So maybe next time we chat, we'll get some tools in our belt too. So thanks, Donny.
Yeah.
You're the absolute
Thank
best.
you. The acknowledgments right back. I see everything you're doing, and just we'll do this thing together. Stay in the work, and I'm always a yes if you need me for anything. Because yeah, there's a lot of simple, practical things that we could be in the practice of every day. So I know we could talk all day, but I'm happy to come back anytime.
You're the best. All right, brother.
All right.
Have a great one. Thanks for
All
being
right.
here.
Take care.
Appreciate you.